And today's episode, we're going to talk about 6 threats that will affect your retirement. Doesn't matter if you're rich, you're poor, where you live, we all face the same thing. The number one threat is inflation. Are you prepared for it? What it cost for a loaf of bread 10 years ago, if you use the rule of 72, you take 7%, go into 72, that's 10 years later, it doubled. Listen, inflation's everybody's fear because it's going to cost you a lot more. And if you're on a fixed income, how are you going to plan to make sure that you're able to buy not just a loaf of bread, but live the lifestyle that you're accustomed to? Threat number 2 is your personal cost of living. When you think about your day-to-day living and your cost, people who go to retire, one of the first things, if somebody's a golfer, they go out and they start playing golf, and because they have nothing else to do during their day. So 1 day, 2 days, and before you know it, your cost goes up dramatically. Nobody put a budget in there for you. You were probably used to going to your job 9 to 5. And now that you have all this free time, what happens? All of a sudden you start filling it with activities. So you go out and you play golf a couple of times a week. That's an extra 100 there. You take your wife out to lunch, or you go out with some of your buddies, and before you know it, you're going through your money a lot quicker than you really planned to. How are you going to address your personal cost of living? Number 3 threat is liquidity needs. Will you have the dollars available when you need them? We talked in the earlier episode, if the stock market goes down and your cost of living is, let's call it 4% of what you have saved, and if you still need that 4%, then you're going into your savings even deeper. Litigation risk is threat number 4 on my list. And the reason I say that, let's say accidentally you have an accident, you get sued, a neighbor crosses your yard, or a kid throws a ball into your backyard, climbs over the fence, drowns because you got a pool, or a dog bites the kid. These are all potential lawsuits. How are you going to protect yourself? That takes us to threat number 5 with rising healthcare costs. What happens if you get ill and you end up having to go into an assisted living or a nursing home? At $10,000 a month, that could really seriously eat into your nest egg. How are you prepared? And threat number 6 is taxes. You know, when you think about taxes, what do you think about? All right, well, my income's gone down because I'm not working, but let me tell you, there's also another tax. If you or your wife may pass, or both of you, there's estate tax, and that could also eat into your estate very dramatically. Nobody plans for any of these situations, but doggone it, they really happen. If one or more of these things happen, how is that going to really affect you and your family? Will you be able to sustain a major impact on your total net worth, your retirement budget, your cash flow? We need to talk. And I'm Mark Gardner. Your money matters. If you like this episode and like to talk with us about your portfolio, give us a call at the number below. We'd love to help.